That was very quick.
Yeah, that's good. I just literally watched that scene again too. So
I know.
It's nice.
Hello, everyone.
Not friends.
Oh, not friends. Just a couple of guys. And like in my brain, I replaced it with just a couple of gays. So yeah, I know. I ship them a little bit, just a little bit, you know.
I guess so.
Yeah. I mean, I also kind of ship Bucky with Sarah now, so that's what's going on. I'm Marie-Claire Gould. This is What the Fiction, our deep dive show into the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Just as a reminder, we will be covering Loki as well. So when that comes back, we'll get in there. And with me, my co-host,
Some
Kyle.
guy.
No, Kyle.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah, and your hair has gotten long enough now. It's in a ponytail. So we're both ponytailing.
I know. It's funny.
It's crazy. And because COVID is so bad here, I'm doing the Contessa.
Ooh.
I mean, basically.
I called you Val in my mind.
Not did you?
With my lips.
Not with your mouth. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep. Yes. So before we get started into this episode, which is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5, Truth. Let's start out with our drink. And today,
I know that you said that you saw them drinking Heinekens on the boat. And I know that you went out and you got Heinekens from the liquor store, but that's still, I mean,
did.
That's
I
just
went all the way to the liquor store to get a Heinekens.
Exactly. And I know they're sitting there waiting for us.
They're sitting right, we just opened them.
In front, but I could not help myself with that. So if you reach behind here, I actually made B-52s.
What is a B-52?
A B-52 is a shot of Kahlua, Bailey's, and Grand Marnier on the top. I didn't do a very good job of pouring the Grand Marnier and the Bailey's, and as you can tell, they've kind of melded together. But anyway,
I'm excited.
A B-52. This is the sort of thing you would drink. Well, I think it's because the pour a little over. But anyway, so here we go.
B-52.
2 ounces total, or 1.5 ounces. And normally it looks really good with the 3 layers, but I just could not get the Grand Marnier to settle on the top of the Bailey's. There you go. So
clink clinks, everyone.
Chin chins,
and then we'll drink our Heinekens after we've had a shot.
That is what bros do.
Okay. So,
all right, so
cheers to you.
You have your B-52 at home as well, and we're gonna drink ours down now too.
Holy hell, that's powerful and delicious. Wow.
Yep, there you go.
It's delicious. Okay.
All the things you like in alcohol. Creamy, coffee, orangey.
Yep. Oh, it's so good. It tastes like a Terry's chocolate orange.
Well, I'm going to have a Heineken now.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, look, I can actually see the Heineken.
You can kind of see the label. I put tape on the side because I was like, well, it's green, so.
Oh, it tastes so good after that B-52. Let me tell you. Cheers.
Oh, cheers, yeah.
Couple of bros hanging out on a boat, drinking a drink, thinking about your sister.
Yeah, you do have the most Bucky hair, like from like past.
I know.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Chin chin, everyone. Another clinky clinks. Cause
nice. So what'd you think?
Okay, I really love this episode. I do have some like, it did some things that I was like a little less comfortable with, but overall, it did something that I thought it wasn't going to be brave enough to do, which was spend a lot of time on character.
Yeah, much time.
And I felt like that was needed. And there was like, it's kind of like the calm before the inevitable finale storm.
Which is like what? What is the inevitable finale storm? I don't even know anymore.
It's good though. I mean, like, Jesse, who's in the chat, actually joked about me having to update my faction slide, but I was like, I'm just gonna wait to the end episode to say like, this is what we know from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Feels like we gained some new info this episode.
We did, definitely.
So yeah, overall,
what the fiction is not sponsored by Heineken. Yeah, no, we're just jinking it because it was in the show. But yes. Oh man, this is really good.
I don't think Heineken was sponsored by the show either. I didn't see them in the end credits. So they just drinking Heineken because that's what you drink on a boat after a long day of work. I mean, it makes good sense.
Same with Tiger, right?
We played 18 holes of disc golf.
I know.
We earned this.
This morning. It was very warm and it's supposed to snow tomorrow. So I really love this background, by the way, and I have a slide about it.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Later
that's
on.
Right at the very end. the looming oppressiveness of the cityscape as we learn that whoever lies behind those buildings is the true arbiter of justice and is going to, we need to have a big power shift.
Look at all those power brokers.
Exactly. Is that the Waldorf Astoria? This looks like it's right out of Central Park.
It is not out of Central Park.
That picture isn't?
I have no, it is not.
Where's that picture from then?
It's from the episode.
No. The picture is from the episode of New York City from Central Park.
No. I have a slide.
Out over the Waldorf Astoria.
It's a surprise.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get back to that.
It's a surprise. Yeah. So now we're a shot and I'm like halfway into my beer because it was so good. I was like, after disc golf, I'm like, oh, I can't wait for Heineken because it'll be like so good for us. So
I feel like I could drink a Heineken sitting right there looking out at that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would probably be turned the other way and looking at that backdrop rather than actually sitting and facing the other side of it. But
yeah.
Anyway.
I mean, that's the Chrysler building right there. So
if the big tall one is.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you remember where the Chrysler
building. Waldorf Astoria? You can see the Chrysler building from Central Park.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm glad to know
Lady
more.
V just ruined it.
Oh, it's Bryant Park.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Bryant Park very well.
Yeah.
That's right by the library, right?
Yes, it's right by the library. And I have a whole slide on what it means to us. So
that's adorable. It is pretty special.
It does mean something to us. So let's get started. So
you want to know what I felt about the show?
Oh, sorry. I didn't even ask you.
You didn't. You're just moving right on.
Sorry. What did you think about the show?
I loved it.
It's the beer.
No, I loved this episode because this episode was my favorite episode of the group so far.
It was
they did
very
all
solid.
Of the things that I wanted them to do whenever they were on a plane ride or they were on a train ride or they were traveling here and there and everywhere in the first 4 episodes. This episode, we got to see what happens when they're doing nothing. And that is that interaction that we've known to come and love between Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, right?
Well,
like,
they spent they spent the time. Yeah. Right? Like that's Woo.
That's what I loved about this. This was so good in that regard because we got to see the characters and we get to see some of their growth and their relationship change and develop as a result of it. Otherwise, we were just getting action. Well, and movement.
Yeah, well, like we definitely got like a mirrored version of the first 2 episodes. Some of the stuff that had been set up in the first 2 episodes had they came back to with new eyes because of their journey. It was so solid. And also, there was the most symbolism in this episode of the entire show, which for me is my jam. And we're going to talk about a little bit of it, which is cool. So
I don't feel like there was that much symbolism in it. I feel like it was actually like a lot of talking. And what was great is that all the episodes that came before, the 4 other episodes, were 3 men walking.
Yeah.
And this time, they didn't do their walking. They did the talking.
Yeah.
And now we get to talk about the talking. And that is what I'm excited about because I loved this episode.
Yes.
Loved it. I would watch this episode a 3rd time.
Yeah. It was really solid, and everything that was said was poignant and relevant.
Oh, except for John Walker talking to Lamar's parents. That was probably the worst and cringiest moment of the entire show.
Did you see? Okay, when we get to that slide, I'm going to see if I captured.
I mean, his wife really needed to be there for that one.
Well, like Lamar's sister is just giving him like the side eye, like you're not cool. I never liked you. I loved her.
Can't believe my mom is like comforting you. You're supposed to be comforting her.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, sad boy.
Okay. Proud boy. Okay. Oh, jeez. Just slid that one in there. Hey. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Let's get started. So we start out with John Walker running away from the crowd. And then crying in an abandoned building. It looks like, or like a.
Why didn't they love me killing that man? Do you think he actually believes? Or, like, on some level, he's trying to make himself believe that he did the right thing?
Yeah, I think he's lying to himself. I think that you do that, right?
Probably.
It's cognitive dissonance based on your behavior.
He's just telling that story over and over and over again to make it true in his own mind.
Yeah, I think so. God. Yeah. I think so. Oh, man. This whole thing, and then the confrontation, which is like, oh, we're gonna go after the shield and take it back. And
Oh, I love this scene.
I was not expecting it to like happen right away after last episode, and I was really glad that they kind of like got it out of the way. Like and it was good. It was a solid, like, amazing fight. Like it
was almost like Cap, Iron Man, and Bucky. It was really similar, fighting over the shield, fighting with the shield, through the shield, and the shield,
and using like the rocket power to like get away from certain situations. Yeah, it did remind me a lot of Civil War.
I think it was deliberate.
Yeah,
I think it was absolutely deliberate because it just flips the people who are involved. Right now, we've got Bucky fighting Cap.
Yeah. And one thing about the shield, which, of course, like Spider-Man has pointed out, like, does that thing obey the laws of physics? I loved how the shield flies between people and then they catch it, like,
they're very good at catching it.
Like, they make it look kind of like a diver.
Yeah.
Like a diver is really good at jumping into the water and flipping while doing that. And they make it look effortless that they did that, and like the graphics design made that look good, and I'm like shields we play disc golf.
So much disc golf.
And like it does not do that.
I'm not gonna throw it at a tree, and it hits a lot of trees, and guess what it does when it hits a tree?
It bounces right back.
No, it falls down.
Oh, it falls down. Yeah. No, or like me today, it hit every branch on the way down
every
that
single
tree.
Branch. That was so funny.
Yeah, or it gets stuck in the tree,
But I mean, it is made of vibranium.
I know, it's
and
special.
So
Magical
it
metal.
takes whatever properties that has been pushed into it, and it absorbs it. Does that really mean that it immediately redirects it back at the same? You know what? Whatever. Movie magic, and this is the power of the shield.
Yeah, the shield has always been that. The shield has always been that way, and so, but they do a good job of making it look good. Yep. That's all I'm saying. And I loved Bucky and his like big, like, just no, we're gonna take this, and like just no, and then Sam having his wings ripped off was super powerful. The big, like...
He had to have the wings ripped off. Like the Band-Aid. He had to have them ripped off.
I mean,
he had to have the wings destroyed.
He's going to get them back.
This episode was about a journey for Sam.
Oh,
and
definitely,
how is he supposed to have a journey if he still has wings?
No, I know, but...
He can just fly there.
Yeah.
Why would he need to walk or run anywhere? He had to learn to run in this episode because he could no longer fly.
And like cool flip catch shield that... Captain America's always used to do, right?
Anthony Mackie, you are a physical powerhouse. So many times in this episode, you did all those flips and
You think so?
Yeah, especially in the montage way later on in the episode.
Oh, the training montage?
He has to do all of those things because the camera's right on him.
I was like, maybe they figured out how to like put his face on the other face, and they figured out what WB couldn't figure out.
He has the pecs and the shoulders and the arms. Why doesn't he do the rest of it? Like it's just training.
I'm gonna have another beer. This sounds so good. Okay,
I can make my green card hide my face.
Yes, you can.
That's how I get the whole time.
And then I love this moment when they're like kind of done because they all spent.
Oh yeah.
But it is sort of proving like how powerful and strong and capable Sam is, because those two are super soldiers and he's not.
He's not a super soldier.
He just has
gets
equipment.
Punched a couple times that I was like, I think he dead. But okay, we'll just let movie magic do its thing.
Oh my God, do we have a death count this episode?
Yes, there is absolutely a death count.
Really?
Yes. Would you like to hear it right now? Should we get it out of the way?
Sure.
The death count is 1, and it's Malcolm Spellman because he's killing it. Sit. There you go. That's death count.
Oh my God.
Done.
Oh my God, you hurt my stomach. That was so good. Considering how like kind of rough some of the writing was before this, like some of it was a little like, or at least maybe the editing or how it was put together.
Might very well be because of the pandemic that we don't know.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people have said that.
Everybody
but you know
gets
what?
a pass.
At the same time, it is holding true. It has seemed weak at points. Because they're saving the payoffs for later.
Yeah.
And that payoff in Sokovia, which is very shortly to come.
Yeah.
Because Bucky goes straight from this combat to Sokovia. That is such a good payoff.
Oh,
it
so
is
good.
so well done.
So good.
You know, like, you haven't even visited the memorial in Sokovia. Let me remind you, that's where I'm going to find you, Bucky. You will find me there. Like, he's telling us that he's going to be there. And that's where it was just so well done.
Yeah.
So well done. Like, come kill me there, Bucky. And just the things that are happening in that scene, in the mere moments and the few choice words that are said between the two of them. Oh, wow. That was a standout highlight moment of the entire show for me.
Wait, can we get there? Like,
and we will get there in a moment.
Okay. No, I agree. It's so good.
Oh, right. We got the Joaquin, who he now calls Joaquin.
Joaquin.
He's no longer Torres.
But Torres is like looking at the wings, and I'm like, is he going to take over the mantle of Falcon?
Yeah.
That would be really cool, actually. I really like their relationship, and I like how he's kind of always there for Sam, no matter what.
This scene is just, hey, you know, you, the viewer, may have just seen these wings get ripped off. But let's talk about what this means to Sam. Let's spend a minute and a half, because it was 97 seconds long. Let's spend a minute and a half just really punching home. Sam has no wingy no more.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, there's certainly a bit of like psychology behind this, that you have to experience a death to have a rebirth, and this whole episode is about collecting pieces of Sam's self,
exactly,
and also pieces of Captain America. This is so fascinating, because it's like, okay, this was part of you, but now it's not, because you have to move past that and also grow. And then also you need to collect the pieces of Captain America, what that means in how complicated it is. And they do such a good job of showing that throughout the episode. It is really like such a solid episode. I'm really impressed.
You are not the Falcon anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not the Falcon anymore. You don't have wings.
And then
they can't even be fixed.
Yeah. Then we get this like court martial.
Yay! I just love here. Hello, my name is Senator Unnamed, and I'm in charge of everything.
Yeah. Oh no, he's also later on I have a slide. He's in the GRC.
He's the GRC.
What
guy.
the hell? You're not on like multiple committees like that when you're a senator.
Oh my god, this guy has way too much power. How does he manage all of the different committees he's sitting on if he's in one of the main senatorial people who is responsible for the GRC and he's responsible for Captain America? That doesn't seem to fly. Like,
well, I mean, Captain America reports to the GRC.
Does Captain America report to the GRC? America would never let that happen. And the GRC is a global
that was
conglomerate.
their funding. That's what he said. He's like, the GRC funds us or whatever, and we have lots of money. Okay.
I know, but it's just like, I'm an older white man with a gray beard. Hate me. And we do.
I mean, not as much as John Walker.
No, probably just as much.
Really?
Oh, I hate this guy.
You hate
I hate this guy so much. This guy is the worst and deserves to be strung up by his bootlaces. Like, he really, I mean, not like in a bad way, but like strung up and like fired from his role and job.
Oh my
and
God.
Like, bad stuff. But I'd be okay with that too.
I mean, like Walker needed an intervention.
Whoa. And also like, we've already had this meeting, John Walker. You didn't get to testify in it. We've taken the evidence that we've seen, and the court of public approval says, you're not approved anymore. So this isn't a hearing. Why wasn't there a hearing?
This is where you were like, what did you say that you were like, I hate that. Okay, I'm like, this would never come to court. Like, this sort of thing, even when it's like caught on camera, like sort of war crimes for the US, ends up dragging out for years.
So long. Although, like, he is Captain America, and they have to be like, you're no longer Captain America. And I guess Senator Guy decided to get a group of other people to sit next to him and say what he wanted them to say. And then a whole bunch of people in a room. What are those people there? Are they reporters? Are they the news? What? They didn't seem like, I know the wife was there, but I didn't know that anything else was going on. And so he is just there to make us like empathize with John Walker.
It's an actual key.
Why are we empathizing?
Open it.
with John Walker.
It was weird.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, I don't... Now I feel bad for you that you got run out of basically being Captain America because you killed a guy in cold blood. No,
Yeah, because like this ends up feeling like a false trial setup.
Like
yeah,
I watched a couple episodes of JAG. I think that's what it's called, right?
Yeah, JAG, yeah.
And this never would have happened in JAG. He didn't even get to have a lawyer defend him. He was like, he's trying to make a defense for himself. They're like, no, son. There's no defense. We saw it on TikTok.
Oh, no. And it was boomeranged, so we got to see it like over and over and over again.
And they did an auto-tune when you went, and it became, and the shield went up and down. So I saw you slam that shield into that guy like 62 times. So you're done. You're done, boy. But guess what? You're trending on TikTok and you've got like 62 million followers. So, you're at least going to be good there.
I'm making like the worst face right now.
I didn't understand. I understood this scene because the GRC, led by this senator guy, are bad. And bad guys do bad things to other bad guys.
Yeah, to prevent themselves from going down with the like.
But wow.
Yeah, it was a little weird, and like they play it so weird. Like there's so many weird there. So where my hesitation on being like this was an amazing episode. There are a few like weird moments where it just ends up like I'm burping a little bit because of the beer.
I'm reading comments on Twitter on the YouTube channel here, and like Jesse's like, isn't there a sexual assault case for one of our generals in Canada still going on that's been like 10 years in comparison to this? Yeah, that's true, but it wasn't caught on TikTok, so take that into account. Also, he's not a public superhero who has just been like literally let loose into the world, and the first thing he does is kill a guy in front of a fountain in front of hundreds of people.
It's been like a week, right? Like it's been like a week, and like
whatever time it takes to fix a boat is what it's been.
No, because the boat happened after.
Yeah, but we can think that the boat happened concurrently, right?
No, because they took the shield after he killed the dude. Oh, to this trial.
The trial, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, this stuff takes years.
It's so funny.
It's so funny.
Okay, well,
Anyways,
whatever. Like, we're happy it happens. We're happy. We don't want him honorably discharged. We want him not honorably, which was weird because it's not dishonorably. It's just not honorably. I guess that's a thing. I'm pretty sure there is a middle ground between being honorably discharged and dishonorably just discharged. But whatever, he doesn't get any money. He doesn't get anything else. And he's no longer connected to the government.
No benefits.
You just did that to a super soldier. I hope you realize that, Senator Guy. You literally just kicked a super soldier to the curb.
Yeah.
Really bad choice. Like, yeah, you know what? We're not going to be able to work with you as Captain America, but we really have some silent psyops for you. But guess what? Malcolm Spellman has a plan.
He does?
He does. Because this whole scene here is just a setup for the next scene.
Oh, no, you're right.
Total setup for the next scene. And I'm delighted for what we're about to talk about.
All right, well, let's talk about Julia Louie Dreyfus, who, I hate to say this, I never watched Seinfeld.
Yeah,
like ever. Yeah. Like I saw like part of the finale and maybe the soup episode. That's it.
And you never watched Veep.
And I never watched Veep. I don't have any emotional attachment to this actress.
Okay, I've seen both.
Yes, I know.
And I will tell you one thing. Julia Louis Dreyfus is an amazing actress.
Yes.
Because she makes Elaine believable.
Yes, that's true.
And she makes Veep... I can't remember her character's name because I've only seen like 6 episodes. I'm really meaning to watch it, and then I get caught up with other things of Lovecraft Country. And, okay... She's amazing. And there is a reason she has won so many awards, because she makes what she says believable. There's a moment where the two of them are sitting there and she walks up and then she gives this like throwaway line that is the best
I had to go
line
back
of
and
all
listen to it because I was like, you know, it's Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. I mean, Contessa de Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, but call me Val, but only in your head.
Yeah, don't let it pass your lips. Just in your
God, I love that so much. It's so good.
Her first line. Would you like to hear her first line?
Yes.
These boots were not made for walking.
And I loved her hair. Like, blue does not last on me, or I would have that hair.
Oh, it's so good. Isn't it purple? I thought it was purple.
No, it's blue.
It's kind of purple.
It's blue.
I think it's purple.
It's blue.
I just watched it. It's blue. It's purple. It's not this purple.
No, it's not.
But it is assuredly a purple. I mean, but what is really important is that it is almost the same shade of purple as Agatha.
No, that's not important at all.
I didn't say important.
You said it was important.
Sure. Well, I didn't mean that. I meant I've had too much to drink.
Yeah, I'm on my second beer now, so. Okay.
Dominic may have hated her immediately. I loved her immediately. I loved when she gestured to the two of them to scooch so that she could sit in between the spouses.
I loved that she was like, okay, this will be the second best decision you've ever made other than taking the serum and marrying this firecracker right here.
I was not happy with the term firecracker. I was like, people of Hispanic descent have been called that way too much in the media, and I really wish that something else had been chosen. But at the same time, like, it defines the character of Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character of Valentina Allegra de la Fontaine or de Fontaine. Like, it's like, even though this character was created in 1967 by I wrote his name down.
Okay, let's go to the next slide. I'm gonna make this boon big because there's so much on here. Oh my god.
All right, Jim Steranko created Valentina Val.
Yeah.
He loved her. He brought her into so many things in this time frame over his tenure with Marvel. He was like,
I would like a sexy spy as part of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes, I want a sexy spy. I want a sexy woman that's kind of like Nick Fury, and I want her to be doing a bunch of stuff. Now, a lot of people are going to say, Madam Hydra, in quotation marks. And I just want you even have Madam Hydra
No, it's because she was undercut. Like, that's a notable thing in the freaking, like...
I wish people would stop with that because it leads you to think that she is Hydra, and
she's like villain coded in the episode. Like,
I don't know if she's villain coded in the episode. What she is coded is not connected to GRC, not connected to anybody else, and like important and powerful in her own
She does seem like a Bond girl in the comics, right? Like,
in the comics, she definitely comes across as having power.
Yeah, she led a group of basically like femme spies.
Yes.
For a while, and
so I told this story to Marie Claire about Val when I read it on Wikipedia, and Marie Claire was like, "I'm gonna find that." So why don't you tell everyone about what you're looking at right now?
Yeah. Okay. So this is the infamous Nick Fury and Val hookup.
Yes, in number
comic. Number two. Nick Fury.
Something like that. It was the second comic she's in.
Yeah. And so this actually had to be changed twice by the Comic Code Authority because...
I'm going to put asterisk there. I'm going to talk a little bit about the Comic Code Authority in a moment.
Okay. Because the phone being off the hook was too risque, and then there was a different panel originally instead of the gun and holster, which the gun and holster looks incredibly phallic. Like, what the hell?
What the hell, Kia?
It's a very sexy thing, and now all I can think about is Julia Louis-Dreyfus and
Samuel L.
Jackson, like, getting it on screen.
Don't
like,
you want to see that too?
Oh my god!
I mean, don't you think that the two of them will just eat the scenery around? I cannot.
Oh my god!
I really want that to happen.
Oh my god!
Really want that to happen.
It's so cool.
Badly.
But so she's super loyal to Nick Fury in the comics. She had a fling with Fury and flirts with Captain America, much to Sharon Carter's chagrin. She goes undercover in Hydra as Madam Hydra, who was originally Viper. So she kind of pretends to be a different person. That's the upper left hand or right hand corner screen or whatever is on your side. Whatever.
The really cool picture with the pedestal.
Yeah, because that's like her whole outfit that she wears when she's in Hydra. And then she discovers through that whole experience that she's actually a Russian sleeper agent and turns herself in.
For Leviathan.
For Leviathan,
which is like even more complicated. So let's not even delve into that.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to how cool Julia Louis-Dreyfus is. How she just exudes power, and when she passes over a card,
it has nothing on it.
There's like, here's my card, and nothing is on it at all. I've never seen that, and I love it so much. I am going to like, she's going to call him. The most important thing you'll ever done in your life
is accept my
take
call. Yeah,
take my call. This is going to be important, and it'll happen in the 6th episode. Of course, it's going to have to.
Of course.
Because we don't get to see any more of her in this episode.
Yeah.
But I really want to see more. I really
But they've already said that she has a big role to play in Phase 4.
In Phase 4. I know. I am so excited. So, the conjecture is that Julia Louis-Dreyfus and her character are actually in Black Widow, and that was supposed to be the introduction, because that was supposed to come out first. This.
Yeah.
But we're getting our introduction here,
which is also cool.
I loved it. I thought it was amazing.
Are they gonna de-age her?
I don't know what the plan is in regards to this. I don't know if Black Widow takes place entirely in the past, but anyway, what I am excited about is more Julia Louis-Dreyfus being a character that we don't really know the morals
and then
of, or what
up
she's
with
planning
Nick
on
Fury.
doing. Oh God, yes, please, anytime. That would be delightful.
Please.
Okay. So I don't think we need to take any of the Hydra stuff, the Madam Hydra stuff. We can just throw that right out. And I don't think we can take it. We need to take any of the Leviathan
were like,
stuff.
it's Madam Hydra.
I know, but that's because that's one of the first things that they read in the Wikipedia article. And this character does not have a ton of tenure. She has no superpowers. She's only just been in connection with Nick Fury in the past.
She's just a spy. They could make her whatever they could make her whatever they want,
is
right?
An interesting and engaging character that will show a semblance of authority and power and control and putting things together and helping establish things from a foundational standpoint going forward. And that's what she does here too, right? John Walker has nowhere to go. He's been kicked out of the military, which we kind of really want anyway. We want them to respond in that regard.
Yeah.
And yet we still think that there needs to be something resolved for John Walker.
Yes.
Right? We didn't get any It was funny how him getting kicked out of the military and storming out of there and bring us back the shield, but from the senator, doesn't give us any satisfaction. I was not satisfied at all by that scene.
And even him taking away the... Why?
Because it's that senator doing that.
Oh, yeah,
and
we
he's
hate
the
him.
guy that stole the shield in the first place.
Yeah.
So we're like, we hated you already, and you picked the wrong captain, and we knew about that. So you need your comeuppance, Mr. Senator.
It definitely feels like there's going to be some Skrull stuff.
Exactly.
Built into all this. Like, people are pointing that out in the comics.
I can only expect that to be the case.
There's going to be something there. So I definitely think that it's cool.
What a cool...
Yeah.
Comic Code Authority.
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about this. Let's bitch about this for a moment, ladies and gentlemen.
You would think that an agency or a group that would create like moral fiber and talk about how comics could be good, like, you know, because comics are good. And we need people to approve the comics and the things that are being read by the minds of our children. Like, you know, these things are going to be seminal works of import and power. You would think that would be a good group. It has historically not been such. And has never been such.
Same with the Hays Code, right?
And everything that has been approved by the Comic Code Authority has actually done a lot of disservice to both the fans and the publishers of comics over time, because the things that they have said no to, like a phone off the hook, have been kind of doing a disservice to the art and to the story and to progressive storytelling.
Yes.
Like literally making comments about how the world could be made better through art has been abused by the Comic Code Authority. And it sucks because DC and Marvel were two of the companies that actually started they put a lot of money into the Comic Code Authority. And I would have hoped that we would have seen better from them over the years, but I'm going to go on the record having no power and having no influence whatsoever.
Not even being in the same
part of the
country.
industry to say you need to disband the Comic Code Authority. It needs to be...
It still exists?
Of course it does.
What?
It needs to be removed entirely, and you need to no longer pay any attention to it or adhere to it whatsoever. I can think of several things in my own industry that are doing similar things, and I think that they need to be disbanded as well because they're just doing a disservice. It's the same thing as like the MPAA with their rating service for movies.
They aren't doing a service for the public to say this
No,
is...
they're not. They're not at all. Sadly.
Huh.
You should be rating your own movie. You, the person who's putting the movie out, should say what you want the audience to be for that movie. You should not submit that movie to somebody else and then have them rate the movie as to what it could be or couldn't be.
Kind of like Lego.
Okay, I don't know that reference. Please extrapolate.
Oh, Lego has like physical ability and like intellectual ability to be able to solve stuff.
Oh, so like Lego determines their own age category for what they're doing.
It's 90. It's 1 to 99 or like 9 to 99 or whatever.
Yeah, the MPAA should just be disbanded entirely, and movie companies should just put out their own recommended audience for the films that they put out. Anyway, that's just my own thought, and the same thing for the Comic Code Authority.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Now back to the show.
There's some super interesting things that they could pick up on from the comics for Contessa. Valentina, Allegra, de la Fontaine.
I'm just saying it with my mind, but Val.
Yeah, I knew. Yeah, I said it out loud, and she's gonna be mad at me now. So,
did you? I don't think she's watching the show.
Good,
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, if you're watching it, I love you. You're amazing.
So then we get the really like 2 scenes with Carly in this episode. This is the first one where they're at the old hangout in where are they? I forget where they were, but they were somewhere. The former like relocation
it's
camp.
Kelly's turn. Carly, it's time.
It's time.
It's time, she says.
But she's holding the doll, and then the doll drops on the ground, and then they all walk past it. It's just,
so the GRC.
It is symbolism to say that they're
child from this place and wouldn't even let that child
take their own doll.
Take their doll and then cordon the entire area off and then wallpapered their posters to say the people that have been removed from here have been removed under the auspices of the GRC.
Because they had terrorists.
I'm gonna join Carly.
Yeah,
I
know.
Fully in Carly's boots. I'm
but what is being shown here?
I'm downloading the app right now.
But what is being shown here is putting away childish things. Like they're going to make things very extreme. They're going to go and make even a bigger statement. That's what's being shown by how she is reacting to this situation and with the doll, etc.
So you think that the doll is just in Carly's hands because Carly's a child?
Yeah, because she's treated like a child by other people in the show. Like she's just a little girl. She's just making wrong decisions. And now she's choosing to make like very adult and serious decisions that are going to be extreme.
I think she's been making pretty extreme choices for a while.
I know, but it's because of the view of the audience. Like she's been viewed as like...
I view her as the one...
from Sam's eyes, he views her as an innocent who has made wrong decisions.
I don't know if he views her as an innocent who made wrong decisions. I think he views her as like, damn, you're right. You're right, Carly.
Yeah.
You're actually in the right.
They're showing something with this, right?
Look, she makes a mention. I don't know if I wrote them down especially. She mentions Mama Danya, Nico, and the other guy, the guy who sacrificed himself so they could get away on the plane. She mentions deliberately, these are the 3 people that have been killed by the GRC. She blames Mama Danya's death because she's in a refugee camp and she died as a result of having been pushed into this GRC refugee camp, right? She was pushed out and then stuck there and died of tuberculosis, which would have been perfectly solvable and salvageable. And she wouldn't have even gotten it if she'd gotten to be where she was supposed to be all along, right? So these 3 people have died, and who have they killed other than the 2 guys that in the bombing that exploded when she took all that food.
Yeah. I'm just going to say that we're going to get to a point where we can no longer empathize with her as an innocent. That's all I'm trying to say with that.
Fair.
Yeah. That's what this is being said with the symbolism of the doll.
I don't know. Okay, so my question to you and to the audience then is, are the flag smashers the bad guys?
I mean, who is bad in this world?
The senator.
I mean, Senator.
I mean, it's obvious. Senator D-Bag with his gray beard.
Power broker Sharon.
No! What are you talking about? What? No, I mean, she just brought Batroc right into Carly's viewpoint, but hey, whatever. I don't think Sharon's the bad guy. Who's the bad guy?
I don't think there is a bad guy. They're all bad.
Senator D-Bag is the bad guy.
Okay.
And Tyler Hayward.
All right, let's talk about this like very amazing scene at the Sokovia
I think it's
Memorial.
unfair. Why are people continuing to infantilize and like outside of the show Kellyman? You're infantilizing her because she picks up a toy that didn't belong to her in the first place.
No, because that's symbolism. That's what they're trying to say. I'm going back.
I don't think so. I don't think that's the case.
She's infantized by Bucky and by Zemo, and last episode they were all like, she's not innocent, she's innocent, she's not innocent. Oh, I agree with her. Oh, I don't agree with her. She's just doing what's right. It's like, but she's now, this is showing that she's going to become more extreme. That's all.
I think she's already been extreme.
I mean, she has been, but like
her language is definitely like, it is time, we need to make the decision. This is the thing we need to do. There's another Carly scene. I'm just looking for the words of it.
Later on?
Yeah, it's the last scene when she's talking to Batroc.
We'll get there.
Yeah, okay.
No, I mean, her language has changed. Her language changes also when she talks to Batroc.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
Well, because she does French. She can speak French. Anyway.
Also that.
Yeah, Lily's making a comment about Sam working for the Contessa. Sharon working for the Contessa. That would ameliorate Sharon's power.
Yeah. I think she has her own power.
I think she has her own agency and her own power.
It's definitely interesting because like all of the like kind of questionable people in this world, except for John Walker, who works for D-bag senator guy, are women, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah. I think it was even like for me that scene you just moved on, but I keep on going back. Toy, the toy is so important to me because like the GRC is even taking children.
No, I know. It's just the moment she's holding it, she's looking at it, and then she drops it and she walks past it. That's a very like, I am leaving behind any regret of innocence or trying to play nice. That is what she is saying with that moment.
Okay, that she could easily be saying that as well. And that's one of the wonderful things because nobody is actually saying anything. It's not like she's saying, this toy belonged to another child and the GRC has taken this child. I am so despondent and I outraged with the GRC's actions because she's saying that as well. Yeah. Right? It's not her toy. We know that it's not her toy. But we know the GRC is kidnapping kids and that is something that's relevant to today.
Relocating kids.
Like literally taking
children in cages.
And that is still happening today.
US, you got to fix that. Thank you.
Biden, sign the goddamn order.
Yeah, just let them all go.
It's just a signature on a damn piece of paper that's already written. It's already written. You just have to put your name to it to fix all of this. Anyway, moving on. We get a great scene in Sokovia.
Yeah, let's talk about the scene in Sokovia because you were like super honest.
Oh my god, it's so deep.
It's so good.
It is potentially the most important moment for Bucky in the show.
Yeah.
I love the way he says, I hope you don't mind, but I've taken the liberty of crossing my name out in your book.
How did you get my book?
We had the book in the airplane.
He stole his book like 3 times.
He stole the book again.
Yeah, he stole the book again
to like be able to. The first time, and he's like, "This will get resolved. Don't you worry. I'm gonna just put my name out now." And then he gives the book
his
back.
name was not crossed off when he was on the plane. No, it wasn't crossed off on the plane. So he gave it back his book, and then he had to steal it again to get the book back and cross off his name.
We didn't see it, so I think he crossed the name off, and then he's like, "This is gonna get resolved. Don't you worry." And then he crossed his name off, and he's like, "I'll meet you in Sokovia. And you can kill me there." And then Bucky doesn't, and that shocks him.
Yeah, we have this like amazing like gun to the
What a cool
head,
scene.
and then the
Safety
things
gets
drop.
taken off.
Oh,
The gun gets cocked. All of those click sounds are relevant and definitely like ominous.
and
in
then
the
he
flow.
drops the like handful of bullets.
Back to the doll. How rude is like, Kyle, you're right, but so is MC. The symbolism is clear and
Ha ha!
it's true.
We're both right.
That is what we usually argue about, is who is more right.
Who is more right in this household?
Oh, this scene is just delightful. It has all of the things I like in a scene. It has forgiveness.
I'm very tipsy
You are.
because I've had like a shot and a beer and a half. All right. Oh, you're gonna pop the other beer.
I'm thirsty.
Okay, I know. I have
thirsty.
water.
No,
If
you
want
can drink
water.
your water. I'm gonna drink German beers.
German Heineken, which is the most like Chinese and Japanese beers,
Yep. Premium malt liquor. Anyway,
bottled in Quebec.
cheers and chin chin to those who are having a second
Hey.
while enjoying truth. Because you're getting a lot of that today.
Did I could have done the top thing and then it sprayed all over the place.
Don't do that.
Okay.
So moving on.
No, and then when the Wakandan
The
group,
women show up.
yeah,
I
Dora Milaje
they
show
sure have
up.
a long way to go to get there, though, don't they? Like the show scenes that the scene shows. Wow, I'm a little tipsy too. Is that it's out in the middle of a big open space? I'm like,
Yeah.
and there's trees over there. I'm like, did
And they-
Dora Milaje have to walk all the way? How long were they
They
walking
were-
for
they
when
were
they see
hiding
the
on the
gun
other-
get pointed?
They were
at
hiding on the
Zemo?
other side of the statue. They were hiding on
So
the other
they
side.
got there before
Yes,
Zemo.
yes, they're that cool.
This is gonna be so good. We'll know just when to walk out when he pulls the trigger and the gun doesn't fire. But do you
Yeah.
think he took out all the bullets? I don't know.
They were okay. They were okay with
Is
it.
Heineken Dutch?
Now
What
you're
am I saying?
confused.
It is. It's Holland. I feel bad. I've always thought it was German.
Brewed in Holland.
Yeah. This is to just say that we've never really bought Heineken before, and we've had it occasionally
People
at
bring
a brew
it.
house. So
Yeah.
people bring it to our home. True.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of like Heineken is Dutch, Kyle. Okay, I'm sorry. A Rising Dreamer says that it mirrors T'Challa choosing not to kill Zemo in Civil War.
Yes.
People continue to choose not to kill Zemo.
He's gonna escape still.
I mean,
That's okay. He's a fun villain. Let's
Yeah.
let him
so
destroy the world a little
Ao
bit.
says we're taking him to the raft.
Yeah, I was like, everybody escapes from that place though.
I know, but we know the raft from Captain America Civil War because
Yeah.
that's where all of the heroes were put. Who else is in the raft? And they made a specific point of saying these in these shows. So it actually is interesting to me that the Wakandans are sending someone to the raft, which seems to be like a superhero
Yeah.
containment center.
Yeah.
Guess who else is in the raft?
Who else is in the raft?
Diamondback from season 2 of or 3. See the last season of Luke Cage. Stryker
What?
is in the raft. It's literally said he's in the raft. And that's where they took him to. And guess who else is in the raft? I know you haven't seen the season,
Okay.
but the last season of Jessica Jones,
Yeah.
Trish Helfer, is that her name?
Trish is in the
Trish
raft.
Walker, Hellcat is sent to the raft because her powers corrupt her and she starts killing people. So Jessica at the end of the season, sorry for spoiling, but it's been out for over a year, so you should be fine now.
Yeah, no, I'm okay. Yeah.
I was talking to the audience because maybe they hadn't seen it, but Jessica Jones, Trish is in the raft. These
So are
are
they,
literally
like,
the things that are said in the last episodes of those shows. And now Disney's like, yeah, you know what? We're bringing back the raft because we think Diamondback and Trish Walker will be great Thunderbolts.
Holy hell.
I know.
And we still have that scene from the trailer, which I have in like my
Oh, Minky Moon wants to know what the raft is. The raft is in Captain America Civil War, and it is a prison cell off in the Atlantic Ocean, just out in the middle of nowhere that you can only get there by like helicopter. It is a giant circular Roomba-looking disc floating and bobbing on the ocean, and
where they keep superpowered
is where superpowered people are kept.
like because like
No,
Yeah.
literally superpowered people are kept there. That
There
is
was
the
no
purpose of it.
superpowered people that were actually kept there because it was like Sam,
Ant-Man,
Ant-Man, right?
Rhodey.
And no, Rhodey
I
wasn't
think
in there.
Rhodey was there.
Rhodey was on.
and Captain America.
No,
Wasn't
no,
Captain, or is he gone?
no, Hawkeye. Hawkeye was there.
It's
So it was
funny.
like no superpowered people, just people who are extremely capable at doing things.
Yes.
No superpowered people.
Raft was also mentioned one time in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
So they're definitely making that into a thing.
What's funny is that this prison is, and there's like 6 different prisons for superheroes in the Marvel Universe. You did not need to pick the Raft, which is just an interesting choice considering that like they're slowly reacquiring those Netflix properties back to themselves.
Yeah, all of those are running out of their contract, and so like Daredevil, who Matt Murdock has been confirmed for the Spider-Man movies. Like it's interesting what they're trying to pull back in, but I hope Disney's like, haha, it's ours now, and they'll make more.
I know. I'm really hoping so too. I mean, we're seeing that starting to happen.
Yes.
With the guy you like in Stardust being cast, and he's got a role in the new Spider-Man movie.
God, I love him so much.
And his name is...
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's been a week, and we said his name last week, and people told us there, and they're like, Kyle and Marie Claire. Well, guess what? After Heineken and a half and a shot, it's not there. It's gone again.
It's gone. It's gone. But
Matt Murdock.
Exactly. I love that somebody said, Amanda Miller said, Zemo's going to get out and host the next... So you think you can dance?
Oh, yes, I think so too. Thank
Charlie
you, Amanda.
Cox, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Ian.
That was very kind of you to remember. And Dominic as well. Pretty much everybody's going to be like Charlie Cox, Kyle, and Marie Claire. We told you this last week. We let you talk because I only had stuff about the other thing.
I do want to shout out to the Hollywood Reporter article by Richard Newby, Newby. He has like a really amazing article that I read this morning on Falcon and the Winter Soldier and reckoning with an American burden and how Sam is sort of choosing to absorb and take in kind of all of the truth of Americana, both the good and the ugly. And how that is so well reflected in this show, especially the moments with Carl Lumbly playing Isaiah Bradley. And like, oh my God, I love this. Like when they sit down and like the power of these emotions and this scene in general and understanding the pain that Isaiah went through with all of the different experiences that he had and like how it was never going to be the same for a Black Captain America and that he has to understand that struggle as he moves forward. I don't really need to speak to that. I just try to listen to other people who are Black, who are understanding this story, because I can't really say what that experience is like, but it is really important to read, especially Black critics who are reading and understanding the story to understand these scenes. It's really, really so important. And to me, it's like, to be able to move forward, you have to be able to recognize the super ugly parts of your history. And if you're part of a society that tries to do revisionist work or tries to ignore the ugly parts of the society or the history that you've experienced, that's really bad, because you have to accept and understand those shadows that exist within your own culture and your own society to be able to move forward and make better choices in the future. And that's what Sam is doing in this episode, not only with the complexity of what Isaiah went through, but also the complexity of what John has gone through, what the complexity of what even Steve went through, right? So it's everything all together, and he is coming into it eyes wide open rather than ignoring or cherry picking different aspects of it to be able to move forward. So important. And I highly recommend that other people read the article.
I'm definitely going to give it a read. You know what I thought during this scene?
What?
I was like, wow, if I was a Black American, this would be on my audition piece for like anything I want to audition for.
Holy hell, yeah. Yeah.
Like, it has the range of everything. Like, it is almost like Walsh's, Sharon Pollock's Walsh, the one I do for my audition piece. I've
never seen you do your audition piece. So.
It is just delightful. It is brilliant in every way, shape,
very
and form.
Powerful, yeah.
What a moment.
Good job, Malcolm Spellman.
Oh,
this is
wow.
you killing it. I know. Cheers. Yeah, no, so important, so powerful, and like,
yet,
yeah.
Like, Sam can't identify with this. He can see that the choices that have been made and the things that have been done to Isaiah Bradley cannot be the same choices that he makes today. The future has changed enough that Sam needs to make a decision, but he has to know that it's predicated. Oh, are we okay? The show will be starting soon. Well, guess what? We're almost there. He has to make a decision predicated on the knowledge of what he has. I know that Sarah says later on that you can't let Isaiah get you down, but you have to know that what you do is predicated upon what Isaiah has done, and you may want to do
his history too, and what happened to Isaiah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
he made choices. He made the right choices. Saved those men. Still wound up in jail for 30 years and being tested. And I'm like, this is saying so much more about the terrible quality of the American government and what it has done to its Black American civilians, especially those who signed up for service, than anything else. And I think we need to take a moment to recognize that this happens and has happened more than we would like to admit. Yeah.
In so many ways, Isaiah, John, and Steve are all thematic foils for Sam, because they were all made by the government, and Sam is choosing to take a role throughout the course of this episode and be that thing, right? Yeah. So it's so different, and it's really, really valuable and important. It's not just Isaiah and Steve, it's also John who ends up he's like, you made me, in his scene, right? So it's all of that. It's so important.
It's so funny too, because you know last week, like, a lot of the things I had to say about Nietzsche and about the Overmensch and whatnot were predicated as well because I've been watching Invincible. Yeah. Well, this week I've been watching Lovecraft Country. Yeah. And Atticus, the main character in Lovecraft Country, he also was in the army and was in the Korean War. And I cannot help but link the character of Isaiah Bradley to Atticus. And every time Atticus, when he has come back to America, he has tried to establish any degree of authority and respect in people, has to put on his military attire, his formal dress uniform, in order to go out and stand in the street to show white people, hey, no, you can't just denigrate me as a Black man. You're denigrating someone who has been of service to the country. Yeah. And I think that a lot of and history, and I don't know history because I didn't experience it, but a lot of media has shown that a lot of African American, Black American men went off to fight in the war because they wanted to show that they were of service, that they were of value to their country. And when they came home, they wanted to put on the garb, the raiment of the service that they provided and show, hey, no, you cannot disrespect me because I'm a Black man. You have to give me some degree of respect because I went and fought for you and I fought for this country. And there's so much of that's being interwoven into this episode. Yeah. From Isaiah's talk about, I served this country, I did my duty for this country, and look what they did to me. They stabbed me thinking I thought I was getting a shot for tetanus. They were just experimenting on me. Yeah. How are you going to stand up to that, Sam? How are you going to be a black man and be Captain America? Why would you even want that?
Well, yeah, exactly. And it's totally understandable and all of that. It's just like he has to make the choice for himself, as well as he can't be created by the government. That's
exactly.
There's so much anti-institutionalism that is happening, and it's really fascinating.
But who was the nurse that saved Isaiah Bradley?
I don't know.
Any guesses?
Do you know?
Why would I know that?
I don't know.
But here's my guess.
Okay.
It's Valentina.
Oh.
That's who I think it was.
Oh.
I think Valentina has that tie into Bradley. She's connected to the super soldier serum. Why do I always have trouble with that? Even if I've not had 2 Heinekens. Anyway, she's connected to the super soldier serum. And I think that Valentina is the nurse that released and got Isaiah Bradley out.
I would love that, because then it would tie back. And what's really interesting about this episode is that they're tying things back to the first 2 episodes. So it's good.
Also, isn't it interesting how Sam says the same things to Isaiah that he says to Sharon Carter?
Yes.
He says almost the exact same thing to her. I will clear your name. We will make this right. I will make your life better. I will fix this for you.
Yeah, but like those people are like gone.
Is he not Captain America?
Yeah.
Like he's just trying. Like I'll do it. I'll make your life better.
And he's willing to not use violence, right? Like they're showing that with the show, which is great.
Like, and nobody says how.
Yeah.
They just be like,
yeah.
Oh, Muffin.
Oh, Muffin. Oh, sweetheart. Okay. Whenever there's a net on screen, I'm like, oh my God, they're entering into a trap.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Every time. Yeah. Net symbolism is traps. But it wasn't that. So I just had to point out that like my brain just works that way.
It's just the thing that Isaiah says to Sam is they will never let a black man be Captain America. Mm-hmm. And even if they did, no self-respecting black man would want to be. And the very next scene is this.
Yeah.
And then we get these questions posed by Sam and echoed by Sarah.
Yeah.
And then like the kids looking up to him and running around and wanting to be Captain America.
It's about like changing for the future, right?
Exactly.
Like that's what they're trying to say.
So Sam goes home to figure everything out.
And we enter the phase of boat metaphors. Let's talk about boat metaphors.
Do you know what I wrote down?
What?
I'm like, it's boat fix montage.
Okay, so we're entering the boat is not actually a boat metaphor phase, which is we're gonna fix this damn boat.
Oh, so he's like, I'll fix this. He pulls out a little book that he goes and uses to fix the problem.
Yes.
There's a little book that fixes the problem.
Just like Bucky, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They both have little books that fix their problems.
Well, so he calls in the community, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's part of it, right? How do you fix a societal problem other than with community banding together to fix it? That's part of it, right? Yeah. And that's a big thing, in that the community is part of mending the fabric. So back to the net of what is happening. How Reed is just pointing out the symbolism of repair and action, emphasis on things. But there's so many boat metaphors. I'm going to go into them and what they all mean. So
one of the last things I say in the entire thing is, what's the boat?
What's the boat? Oh, what's the boat means? There's so many boat metaphors. Okay, let's go into it. All right, so... But first, his friend shows up. So it's not just the community.
Before we get deep, you need to watch this a second time, because there's so much dialogue and there's so much going on that I watched this twice and I still think that I've missed dialogue that was directly relevant to each character's journey and arc. This was such a pivotal moment. I don't want to call it the climax because nothing really happens.
Maybe the character resolution,
but the character development of each of these things, it just progresses so far down the runway. I'm anyway. Moving on.
It's all about how we as individualists in especially Western and North American culture cannot survive on our own, that we actually need a community to uplift each other and to survive long term. And we've experienced this in our own city when we've had natural disasters, and everybody literally came out to help each other and protect each other. And then we're experiencing this with COVID, where people are being really selfish and terrible, and everybody ends up dying kind of because of it. But not only are the elders of the community and people who remember the past, but also people who want to be there for the future, like Bucky, are showing up. And this is like so important that people come together multi-generationally to...
Multi-generationally? Because Sam and Bucky aren't the same gen.
Well, I mean, just that like he's there for Sam's future.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
all I'm trying to say.
That's true. Yes.
And you know, like he's there to help fix the issue.
That is my favorite moment of the entire show.
And then the shout out to the using the right hand versus the left hand.
Yeah. When you got the captions on, you hear the older guy who's brought the big part to be delivered. I think it's an engine. It really seemed like an engine. He brings it over and he's like, I don't know how we're going to get it off the truck. That's like literally off camera as we're focused in. And then you see the thing get shoved forward and then picked right up.
Yeah, I couldn't get the engine and Bucky in the same shot. I looked, but
it was such a good moment.
It was good reveal.
Like there's 3 moments in the show that are my favorite moments, and this is one of those 3. It's just so good.
It was so good.
The other one is still to come. The first one is Zemo at the Sokovia Memorial. This one is my highlight moment because it's just I wanted Bucky there, and he showed up.
He showed up for the time, right? And then also, you know, him using his right hand, like it's like you have to leverage.
Like his purpose was there to deliver the box,
to deliver magical box.
But then he sticks around because that's what you see, a friend in need, and you're like, "Can I lend a hand?" And that's what he says.
We got so many development montages. Montages represent development, right? So we got so many of them.
So many montages.
This go around.
2 main montages.
Yeah. But the you know, using the right hand versus the left hand, it's because you don't always necessarily realize where your power comes from,
right? Oh,
and
nice.
Things like that. So apt. Loved it so much.
Well,
and then
also like he's not just saying that; he's also saying like, I'm not defined by my artificial hand,
my artificial arm.
Why didn't you do that with the metal arm? Well, I'm right-handed. Like. I've always been right-handed. Just because my left hand is metal doesn't mean there's so many things being said in that moment, especially about disability, that I think are really, really relevant and powerful.
Yeah, it was good. And then we get the, hi, I'm Bucky. Oh, Sarah. Same, Sarah. Same.
Yeah. I know you shipped them immediately. I only shipped them because it pissed Sam off. He literally calls him out. He's like, "What's one thing you can't do? Don't flirt with my sister."
Oh my God, it was so good. It was so good. I love her so much. She's just like, yeah. Yep, I like that 106-year-old man.
I loved their distant interactions. None of their actions happen within 10 feet of each other.
No.
They're always like at a distance, and it's always enjoyable because I just like how Sebastian Stan lights up when he talks to her. He he's, oh hi, yeah, I'm Bucky. Like almost like he did with the lady at the bar. Like, He's trying to find a way to connect with the world around him, and we love it when he does. And Sarah was one of his great connection
And he used to be like quite the flirtatious like ladies man.
Yeah.
And it feels like coming home to Sam's home has helped him become more of Bucky rather than the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Like that's why it's important. Like we see him smile multiple times in these moments, and Sarah is just so cute, and I love them. I will ship them.
Lady V said he said hi like 3 or 5 times. The reason you continue to say hi to someone is because you're in a moment of vulnerability, and it is a way of like, wow, I'm really open here. Hi.
Yeah.
And you'll find that is the case for people who are in early love and people who are in new, because it's a constant, regular new interaction, and you're like, oh, I'm seeing a different part of you that I haven't seen before. Hi. And that is why when people are having sex, they often say hi to each other, just so you know.
What?
That's a thing. Yeah, because
Is that
it's
thing?
a moment of vulnerability. Hi. There's nothing left to drink, Brooklyn.
I know.
You really wanted something. But there you go.
Yep. I won't survive when Bucky actually regains his full flirty nature.
No, that's fair. Do you think Bucky's going to survive? Because I've read a whole bunch of stuff that people
I hate
are
them all.
saying a bunch of negative things
suck.
about Bucky.
Bucky will never die.
I hope
I
so.
am here with Sebastian Stan. He still has like 6 movies.
I know.
So he still has 6 movies
That's
on his
weird.
contract.
Why would people, there are all this conjecture that's happening. Like, I think it's because they're seeing character growth and development.
And then they're like,
who was,
we must squash that.
and
No.
someone who is a bad guy can't be redeemed. That's not, he
Screw-
has to die for redemption. That's the way of it.
Screw them all. Bucky survives and dies of old age.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
Just like Steve in 2100. I have nothing left to drink. I can't cheers.
But you got to hold up your beer because of the... Look, they're drinking Heineken.
Who's drinking Heineken? I can't read the comments. I've had 2 beers and a shot.
No, look at the screen.
Oh, the screen's drinking Heineken. I was reading the comments. I was looking for that.
You're very drunk.
No,
Sorry.
I'm not.
Okay, so this is why we chose Heineken.
Yes, because they're drinking Heineken on a boat.
They're drinking because they've been working out all day,
I know.
doing work.
It was a montage. After a montage, you need a Heineken. It's just that's the way of it.
I'm gonna drink one after this, unless we're gonna go disc golfing.
We're gonna go disc golfing, but we'll bring a couple with us.
Okay,
It'll be delightful.
Oh my god, I'm gonna be terrible.
Yeah, remember, slow is smooth, and smooth is fast.
Okay. And then we get this like terrible scene with John Walker.
Oh, what a terrible thing to connect this scene to. Wow, I don't even know if this scene was necessary. Was it necessary? Did we get anything from this scene?
Other than the sisters like side eye of John Walker being like, "You're full of shirt."
Nice, good place reference.
Yeah.
I don't like. What is with the balloons for one?
The balloon? No, it's a flower shop. That's why, because there's balloons and there's flowers.
Oh, it was weird. I was like,
Yeah.
"There's a party." I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Look, Lamar is important. Lamar was a powerful character. He was smart. He was intelligent, and he kept John Walker on the right path. So Lamar Hoskins needs to be mourned in some capacity, and I think we get that from the mom in this scene. The problem is it's constantly countermanded by the fact that this mom needs to cajole, needs to like gain like, I'm so sad for your loss to John Walker.
Yeah, like she's like,
I hated it.
Yeah, it's bad.
He wasn't the right guy to do this scene.
Mm-hmm.
And Lamar Hoskins as Battlestar deserved better?
Yes.
Is that what our takeaway is supposed to be?
I mean, it definitely showed like how he has either built like, so I struggled with this scene a little bit too. And I had a good friend who asked me like what this all meant and why he was doing it this way. And it's like, well, he's trying to assuage his own guilt and also try to say like, hey, I brought you justice, and try to make the whole situation seem better for the family, right? Like I went after the guy who killed your son because the lie is all he has, because he is actually a terrible person, and he has changed his whole like what actually happened to be able to try to bring the smallest amount of comfort to Lamar's family. That's all. Yeah. That's all that I can see out of this scene. And unfortunately, I hate John Walker more.
Yeah. I mean, we're supposed to. I think that's fair. It's weird that it happens. And then it's weird that like, I guess like the whole thing's from John's perspective. We keep getting John's perspective, and I hate that a lot. But so John's perspective is he killed a guy, and he's trying to justify to himself that he did it. And that's why the dad says So that's the guy that killed my Lamar.
I mean, that's...
And John affirms the lie.
Yeah, that was the guy. And I brought you justice.
And they're like, okay. And I guess what they're saying is like, then that makes sense why you killed that guy. Because if I was in your place, I'd have killed him too. But it just brings home even more sharply. And that's what it is. This scene cuts. It's really cuts.
Yeah.
It's a sharp scene. And I didn't like its placement.
Yeah, it was weird. And the sister, I live for the sister's reactions to John Walker in this moment. She's like side-eyeing him, giving the eyeball, like, oh, I love her so much.
All right, let's move on past the scene.
Yeah.
I can't say
we spent too much time.
Oh, even more scene with John Walker.
But then he's like wandering the streets and he sees the Kappa's bag scene. And it's like, oh no.
Yeah. But did you feel like, damn, he's walking around in a sling because his arm was broken by Bucky, and now he sees the Kappa's back. America has put their faith in you, and you failed.
I feel nothing for him.
Okay. Sadly, I kind of felt something for him, and I hated that.
Dislike.
Yeah. I don't think there was a dislike button for me to push on that moment, but I definitely disliked it.
If you haven't already liked this video.
This scene was hard, and I also question why it existed and was there as well. Like, also, it has to be that they're keying something up for this guy to be the bad guy, and we'll get there. I think that's the case. Or America's the bad guy.
America's the bad guy. That's what I hope for, because that would be so different than it would be a very clear, like, hey, America's the bad guy.
See, even Dominic felt sorry for him.
I know.
He killed a guy in cold blood.
They're doing something on purpose. Okay, so let's talk.
Right, moving on.
Let's talk about the raft of Medusa.
What?
The raft of Medusa.
Oh, I've seen this. I've seen that picture live.
Where is
in person. It's in the Louvre.
It's in the Louvre.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite things of all time. I literally sat and looked at that picture for like 15 minutes.
Okay, so let's talk about the raft of Medusa.
When I was there in 1999 with my national choir.
Oh, I know.
Tour.
Yes, Kyle can sing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nationally. We won nationals.
I know. And then they got to go on a European tour and sing in all sorts of places.
I literally sat and looked at this picture for 15 minutes. It is outside of the Louvre, of the Mona Lisa exhibit.
Yeah.
And I found the Mona Lisa to be trite and trivial, and also surrounded by Asian people taking photos. Like, there was literally 70 Asian people.
I couldn't get close to the Mona Lisa. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get close to the Mona Lisa's point, or like you have to take a lot of time to get close to the Mona Lisa. But this picture's outside of it, and I found this picture to be incredibly powerful and evocative. It is amazing, and that is just a small amount of the picture. There is so much more
much bigger.
Going outside.
I know.
It's such a good picture.
I did want to shout out to Fangirling Only on Twitter. She had like a really amazing thread on, especially focusing on like how this was a piece at the time that really reminded people of Caravaggio, who was very like visceral as an artist, and the focus especially was on like the common people. It was very like dirty, gritty, etc. And that there is a Black hero that's like, I still hold out hope, and I'm raising to have the flag up there. So definitely go and check out her Twitter to be able to catch that thread, because it is so smart and so brilliant. Thank you so much for doing that, as well as I have some thoughts of my own, which is back to boat metaphors. Right?
I mean, really, they're on a boat.
Right? Powerful that there is one Black person on this boat that is like, I'm going to wave the flag and lead the way amongst the hope, but also understanding that society lives and breaks by the choices that it makes in difficult situations, and that you have to understand the hardship. And this is literally like part of this society on this raft is cannibalizing itself for the sake of survival. And then another part is trying to uplift and get itself out of the situation. And it's incredibly hard because community either fixes or destroys itself upon its actions. And just shout out to Fangirling Only, of course, for all of the thoughts on this. So definitely check it out if you have an opportunity.
That painting, the mural, it is just phenomenal.
It's very powerful.
There are so many things that are happening in that picture that you can spend a great deal of time focused on any piece of it, and it is going to capture and captivate you for far too long.
Yeah.
And I recommend, if you have an opportunity to go to the Louvre, and you could literally spend 8 hours a day there for every single day for an entire year, and not spend 1 minute on every single piece there, and you would not have seen everything in the Louvre. But I have seen this twice and been captivated by it both times.
I don't remember it. I must have missed it.
Yeah, one of the things that I like to comment about it is that the main central figure that is looking out for hope is back turned to the audience, and he is faced away towards the ship that is to save them, because they're on a raft and that some terrible depredation has affected them. But the wind is blowing the other way.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's hard. Sometimes hope isn't in the direction that the wind is blowing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, lots to
consume,
but this is not a picture. This is not the that photo, that painting's depth and symbolism piece.
It is interesting that we get multiple boat metaphors within the same episode. So shout out to boat metaphors and how we are, and the meaning of the boat metaphors is that we're all in this together. We are all on a boat. And this is something that happens with the overview effect. So shout out to NASA, who discovered the overview effect. When they sent astronauts into space, they suddenly looked down on Earth and realized that we are just all on the same blue planet, and we all are in this together. And it changes your perspective and are able to actually view society as one global planet, one world, one people, right? That's what is being said here, is that no matter what, we are all in this together, and we cannot deny the fact that we as humans and people that live on this planet and things that live on this planet are just a giant spaceship floating through the cosmos.
Or as Dominic says in Zemo's voice, it is a masterpiece. Complete. Comprehensive.
Perfect. And then we get Sharon Carter, who's like,
yay, the power broker.
The power broker. I mean, if there wasn't a confirmation, I got you out of Algerian prison.
Yeah.
And we've worked together before, and this time it'll be double.
I think
it's Petrarch. You can hear him.
To be,
you can
right?
hear that. You can hear him.
The French accent, you know?
It's totally him.
Of course. How is Petrarch in a Algerian prison after he was exploded
it was before.
Out of...
So he was in an Algerian prison probably after Captain America, and she got him out of that before
Tunisia.
Before Tunisia, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, so she's like super powered broker.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking that he was in jail again.
No.
So that's funny.
No. He escaped or whatever, right? But so I just love Sharon. I'm so happy she's evil.
I'm excited. Thank you for giving us this moment of Sharon in the show, because I didn't think we were going to get her again. Honestly, I didn't think we'd get anything from Sharon until episode 6, because then it was ooh, revelation.
Oh,
but no. We've teased you enough.
And they're showing us.
You should see this, right? We're showing you.
They're showing us, not telling us again.
Exactly.
Right? Which is something that I've loved.
Then Petrarch shows up.
Yeah.
And they're in New York.
But we get this amazing scene
yes.
with the kids playing with the more montage.
Yep.
But we get this amazing scene with the kids like one is definitely pretending to be Bucky and one is definitely pretending to be Sam, and it's just like so adorable and I love them so much.
One's Captain America.
Yeah,
I'm Captain America. I will fight the bad guy.
And like one's like, I'm gonna punch really hard. It's like, okay, and he's even using his like left arm like Bucky, so it's like,
that's funny.
and you get this amazing like smile out of Bucky,
and he's like, hey, and they're like, run!
Don't you dare kill Bucky. Don't you dare.
This was great. He's sleeping on the couch. He's there. He's not in a hotel, which is, they told us all these things as he was fixing the boat in that montage earlier. And this isn't the genuine montage. I'm wrong. This is the moment of counseling.
Oh, yeah. This is the setup for counseling. This is like healing your heart, right?
Yeah. This is everything that court mandated or pardon mandated.
Oh, she's the worst.
Therapist could not do.
Yes.
It's time. You want some tough love?
He needed family.
You want some tough love?
That's what he needed. Yeah.
I got some tough love.
Okay.
Do the work.
Oh, but that's later on.
It's right now.
No. They have the apology session first.
Oh.
He hands back the shield and he recognizes that he didn't understand the pain and the pressure and all of the complexity that Isaiah and Sam had to deal with. And
just being black in America.
Yeah, and he apologizes for
America.
Steve. He apologizes for Steve. And it's like, I recognize that I didn't understand this.
He's sleeping on a couch. They're just pointing it out.
Oh my God,
he slept
you're
on
right.
the couch, not the floor.
Oh, yeah.
What a
growth.
You people, Earth to Starchild and Luminescent Lily, commenting on the fact that he's sleeping on a couch now and not the floor. That's really astute. I did not see that.
Oh my God. Okay.
His growth is
it's exponential.
It's moving from where he sleeps.
Eventually he'll get to a bed. But this apology and
maybe even a bunk bed.
There's a book, and I don't know who it's done by, but there's a book called The Power of Apology, and it's all about apology. And also, what is so important, we're going to get there.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get to our family lessons.
Oh, yeah. I love family lessons.
Okay. So, apology is important, but not as important as, like, making reparations. So you say sorry because you think it will make you feel better, but you need to make them feel better. One person in a book needs closure about something. One person in this book needs closure about something. So are you still having nightmares? This is so important. And this is something that we as parents like try to instill into our family, that it's not just about saying I'm sorry, because I'm sorry is something that you can just say.
They're just words that you can say.
Just words.
I do want to say one thing though. He says, I need to apologize.
Yes. And then he says, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And that's relevant because not a lot of people follow up with the I'm sorry.
Sometimes
they just say I need to apologize.
I need to apologize. And they think that that's a pass. But
was that the apology? It's not. You need to say I'm sorry.
Yes.
And that's fair.
And or I apologize. They say that word. But
be direct and be cogent in your apology. But recognize as well.
Yeah, they don't need to forgive you.
Also, maybe what they want is not your apology.
Yes.
You've done something wrong. Maybe they don't want that yet. And you need to respect that.
Yeah. And so what we do in our house is not only do you apologize, but you also say, how can I make it better? Because we're trying to teach our kids to recognize that the desire of the person who has been wronged in the situation is not necessarily what you think is right. It is what they think is right.
And it's more important than what you want.
Yeah,
Remember,
exactly.
You have done wrong. And so what you want out of the situation isn't relevant. You have done the wrong. And therefore, the person who has been wronged has the power to determine what it is that they need to make it right.
And sometimes it's a hug, and sometimes I just don't want you to do that anymore ever again.
Or go away.
Go away.
For 10 minutes. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't want anything to do with you right now. That really hurt.
Yeah.
And that's fair. And it's valid. And I wish people would see that more. But you know what? We get that in this show. So maybe people are seeing that more.
It was a really wonderful moment.
Done.
Yeah, it was a really wonderful moment for me personally as a parent.
You go back to Mr. Nakajima and you make it right. Because whatever you say, whether I'm sorry, you need to tell him what happened. You need to tell him you killed his son and that he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and he died because of you. And you need to just own
and you need to deal with that.
Because if you can tell him that, you will give him the closure that he needs, and it will hurt you to do it, but it needs to be done.
And usually, like that sort of reparation and that sort of restorative justice, especially from that perspective, hurts the person that is trying to restore those things. Yeah, but we as humans want to protect ourselves. But that's the thing, is like you have to give of yourself to try to restore. And it is so important. And I was just like, oh my God, I love this episode. I love this episode so much. It's exactly what we try to talk about
all the time with our kids.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's so hard.
Yeah, because people can easily say, I'm sorry, or they can easily be punished and put in the corner, or, hey, you got no iPad anymore because you were mean to your brother or whatever. But, that doesn't fix anything. It doesn't show that you need to try to make up for the situation. So thank you, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I was not expecting to give this sort of lesson. And it is something we can talk about with our kids, which is so cool.
Yeah, it's great. But it's weird. Because there are pads on the trees.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, there are no pads on the trees.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Literally, he throws the shield and it sticks into a tree. And I was literally like, poor tree. And then there were pads.
I didn't capture that tree.
Yeah, that happens later.
Yeah,
the shield goes into a tree later on than this.
No, that's the first moment. They see the thing in the tree and then they pull it out and then they do the pads tree and then they catch it. They play catch with the shield. Okay.
That poor tree.
Boat metaphors. Wow. All right.
Naming of things too.
Naming of things. And you can't, you need to own the legacy by which you were given, and you cannot sell the boat. You cannot give away the fact that we all own this. Right? It's all about legacy.
We have to preserve this.
It's about preserving and understanding the shadow of history, the importance of the good things that have passed, and also maintaining and understanding, like, everything was repaired once the boat was fixed.
Yep.
That's the community coming together to say, hey, we're all in this together, and this is the path that we're going forward in, and we're all in here to help each other.
We can only fix this if we all work together.
Yes.
Yep. But also, there's a really key moment that happens here between Sam and Sarah, and I really want to draw attention to it because I didn't notice the first time around. Sam comments about the fact that he thinks that Sarah thinks, how often do we do that, for one? Mm-hmm. But he thinks that Sarah thinks that he's been running away his whole life. And while she toys with hair that's teasing away from the wind that's blowing around, which is just brilliant, beautiful moment in the scene, she's like, I never thought that. Never once thought you were running away. Mm-hmm. And I thought she was going to say that you were running towards. Like, you've been always running towards the problems. She doesn't make that direct relative leap in metaphor. She says, like, you've been out there solving problems in the world and solving problems at home. I've done nothing but look up to you. So to the fact, and he's like, he has to reconcile the fact that he thought she saw him one way.
Yeah.
That she never saw him in. And this show does that. And I'm looking back on the previous 4 episodes, it does that the whole time.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks everybody else is seeing them one way. And then when they realize, oh, you don't see me? I always thought you saw me. So
yeah.
You don't.
Yeah.
But you don't see me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's about views, and it slowly guided us to that point, which was so good. And shout out to Sam's line, like, what would be the point of all of this pain and sacrifice if I wasn't willing to stand up and keep fighting?
Yeah. So you know what? I've made that realization in my personal life. So I too am going to do more running, more push-ups, and more disc golf. Because it's time.
Not the same thing as fighting
for a montage.
For a montage. Oh, yeah. No, you're right. You're right. You're right. It is time for a montage. Oh, my God. This training montage. Okay. So I hate training montages.
I know.
I think they're so stupid. I hate them. I've hated them since the Rise of Skywalker.
But when you get to see Anthony Mackie doing flips and kicks
God,
and whatnot,
I love this training montage.
It's such a good one.
And also it's so satisfying. He's sweaty. It's super good. It's lit. Like, oh my God, I love him so much. They do it so well. And then when he catches the shield with his little fingers.
The final one where he does the flip and he bam catches it and he's like, I got this.
I got this. Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
am
felt
the
that
person.
too.
Like, oh.
Shirtless push-ups in the dying light. Yeah, who doesn't want to do shirtless push-ups in the dying light?
And then him like running.
You should do more shirtless push-ups in the dying light.
No. But again, this is all about him integrating the different pieces of himself and also the Captain America legacy, which is Isaiah and John and Steve. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah. Like literally they could have played Be a Man from Mulan at the background.
I wrote down collecting the pieces of the persona and the shadows and the ideal.
Wow.
That's all my notes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what's in the box?
What box? Oh, in the box, I think it's going to be like...
Because they literally teased that for 20 minutes.
Okay.
What's in the box?
What's in the box? Okay. Do I have a screenshot?
I don't know.
First we have Batroc scene.
Oh, right. You know, I don't care. What's in the box?
Okay, I'll go back. No, I have so much stuff before the box.
I know. But the box has been teased for 20 minutes and we don't get that. And we just finished the montage, which is more important.
I think it's a like Iron Man type, like the nanotech suit.
Really?
I think he's got like wings, but I think it's a nanotech suit to make him basically a super soldier without ever having to be a super soldier. I think that it's like the Black Panther suit, but like his own version of it.
Yeah. Black Panther suit.
But like in that it connects like it because like that's the technology that they have, which is the nanotech vibranium technology is like that's the coolest technology that they have.
I honestly think it's the wings.
Oh, it's wings. Yes, of course.
But I think it's in the American colors for Captain America.
You think so?
To take on the shield.
Obviously.
But it's interesting that it's passed on to him from Wakanda. And I think that's so relevant and important.
Like Wakanda means a lot to a lot of people.
So many Black Americans see Wakanda as a really important thing. And
that's important to recognize.
Yeah. I can't imagine. Honestly, I don't know where my people came from, but they weren't slaves. And I know that. So knowing that is half the battle. I don't know where I was going with this.
This is weird.
I don't mean it to be weird, but like the history of every Black or the majority of Black Americans has slavery as a core tenet to that functional recognition of who you are and who your forebears were. I don't have that. But to have Wakanda, which is this proud African nation of power and prestige and acclaim
and like intelligence and science and all of that, right?
Says so much to Black Americans that I feel as well that import. And I think it's really important and relevant to Sam, because if you're going to be Captain America and you're going to carry around a shield, as Julia Louis-Dreyfus has already mentioned in this episode, it's from Wakanda. And we need to recognize that.
Yeah.
In other words, everything that America has everything that America has been built upon has been upon the backs of African people.
Yeah. Wow.
All right.
Yeah.
He catches it.
Which was so good.
Shield
it's his shield. Yeah, he owns it now. Yeah, and then we get Batroc's reveal that and Carly's acceptance, like, we're going to do what we need to do and we're going to take down the GRC.
I'm not here to do that. I'm just here to kill the Falcon.
Yeah.
Really, Batroc? You're so
like
petty.
they're gonna go after John Walker. Like, that's what
he wants to kill the Falcon. That's why he's there.
I know. He's like, he cost me money. I'm gonna kill him for it.
I think Sharon has only brought him on to take care of him.
I know. Well, so Sharon has caused this.
Yeah.
Whatever this is, Sharon has caused this. So, spaghetti-o.
Yep.
And then, okay, so where are they at? So in that image, I'll make it big for you because you're blind.
Aww.
It actually says Bryant Park. And
Bryant Park.
And that is right by the New York City Public Library with the lions. That happens. It's familiar if you have ever seen Ghostbusters. That's where they go and fight the ghost in the basement. The ghost librarian. And then, this is the view from Bryant Park. But on our wedding or our wedding honeymoon.
Yeah.
Our honeymoon for our wedding, we went to New York City for a week and a half-ish, and we hung out in Bryant Park for an afternoon. And that's a picture of me
in 2004.
A long time ago. I was much younger. I had glasses then. I've had a laser corrective eye surgery since then. I had brown hair. I no longer have brown hair, as you can tell. Yeah, so
you're still the same person.
Yeah, but you took that picture, so
I know.
Yeah,
it's still you.
Oh,
we spent an afternoon in Bryant Park. We had nothing else to do. We were right by the New York Public Library and had a delightful time. That is not a hedge. That is actually the ground.
No. It's like bushes. It's bushes or something.
The ground.
I was sitting on.
Yeah, you were sitting
like
on
a wall.
But that's the ground because it was this big field. This big.
Well, it was like lettucey type. Whatever that plant is. But you can go and see that, guys. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, you can go there and that. I looked for pictures. I'm like, that stuff still exists. So it's still there. It's like kind of on the edge of one street. So, we were just hanging out there, and I don't remember if we got food, but we definitely went in the library.
Have any food. We went to the library and then we sat out and we're like, we have nothing else to do for several hours.
We were poor and young and just married.
So poor.
We also went to the old new the Yankees stadium before it was shut down. We got to see A Boy from Oz and Beauty and the Beast. So we got to see some cool stuff. It was a long time ago.
Yep.
We're old. But that's me.
That's Marie Claire. Is that a picture that we took of the library?
No, that's this year.
I feel like we took that picture though.
No, we did take a picture that was like that, but no, it says Black Lives Matter.
Oh wow, yeah, that's
and
not us.
Like COVID restrictions, and this was from this year. I stole it from the internet.
I just love that she activates those people.
Oh yeah, that was so freaky and cool, and I was like, yay, we get to see the cool app and how she's got like admin powers.
Yeah. You think that I'm powerful? I'm not powerful, says Kellyman. Mm-hmm. Even if I have the super soldier serum coursing through my veins, I'm not powerful. We the people are powerful.
Yeah.
We are only powerful because we are together.
Yeah.
Who is not together? A bunch of douchebags in a big circular room where the senator seems to feel the need to be on the gigantic screen as well. I note that the Indian and the Philippines counselors, the people who were part of the GRC,
screen.
Did they show up on screen? They didn't show up on screen.
They showed up on screen.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but okay,
main
counselor guy got to sit in the cool place, and he is the same guy from the trial before. So again, he's
Tyler Hayward's dad. That's my headcanon, everyone. Tyler Hayward's father is the senator who is behind Captain America.
Please make this true, Marvel. That's all we want, is to hate an entire family.
Senator Hayward, please?
He never got a name, so it's cool.
I hope it's Senator Hayward.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Senator Thomas Hayward.
Yeah. And then we got this cool one world, one people. And then the dramatic red lighting, that is not something that is not set up beforehand. That has to be set up beforehand. How did they do that?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, you can have your Google Nest control your like Wi-Fi related, but I feel like they took over and they're just changed the Google Nest. Like, Google, turn on red lights. And like, it turned out like that was.
It's
funny.
not like the Enterprise where they have like a red alert, right?
Yeah, nothing like that happened. It's like it was weird how he's like, one world, one people. Let's make everything red.
Yeah, and shout out to your Tyler Hayward hate that has transcended one show, and then like gone into another show.
Yes, well,
like wow. The hate.
It's literally the same person.
Yeah, it was totally the Hydra whisperer, right?
Yeah, I guess like
Lily.
Hail Hydra, one people.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
I don't know. I do like the one world, one people. Like I like that. Are you like me? Do you also not agree with the Flag Smashers?
I don't know.
I mean, how can you not at this point?
Yeah. And then we get the box opening, which we will find out the reveal of next.
What a great
cool reveal.
Like we literally watch the whole thing open, and then you watch as the camera tilts in such a way to ensure you don't get to see what's in this box.
But he used his thumbprint to open it, so it's like, when did Wakanda get his thumbprint?
Wakanda's had his thumbprint forever. Wakanda is powerful.
Yes, that's true. Yes.
Or wasn't his thumbprint. It was literally just the push of the thumbprint. The thumb button.
It was just a button.
It was the thumb
and
button.
then, of course, if you haven't caught it, there was a post-credit scene, post-first credit, not end credits, which they will probably do an end-to-end credit scene next episode. So just hang on.
Go back, watch this. Not really relevant. It's 15 seconds of a guy making a shield, but
he's terrible at making the shield.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
So
I will put my metal in this shield.
So he's like making the shield, and then he welds it together. And then he takes it apart to spray paint it, and then he puts it back together. I'm so confused.
I don't know either. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, it is the end of the episode. We are done.
Yes,
all of our beverages, which we have drunk more than we have ever had on stream ever before.
So apologies to anything we said.
Wow. Welcome to Unfiltered Land.
Yes.
What'd you think?
I really, really was impressed by this episode. There are some things that I'm like, court martial. What? Like, who set that up? Like, that was weird. But Malcolm Spellman really, really gave us just such a solid character development, and to show like, hey, these people have been on a journey. It's been weird, but look at all the things that they've learned, and they spent time to stay with those characters, which I really, really appreciate. And it is not something we normally get. It's not something we normally get, like a pause and an appreciation of those things.
A+ episode. This episode was the entire reason for the entire show.
Yes.
And anything to come at this point is almost a letdown. I don't know how they're going to end it. I don't know who the good guys are. I don't know who the bad guys are. I don't know what to root for other than Sam looking awesome and Bucky going, "You got this, bro." Yeah, that's all I can see at this point.
Bucky like really wants to be his best friend, and Sam's like, "Well, we're just coworkers."
Yeah, that's how it feels.
Yeah.
I am so excited to be here next week, though, and share with you the conclusion of this delightful, delightful show.
Yeah, so make sure to come back next week. Same Falcon time, same Falcon channel.
Yeah.
We're gonna be doing this, and then I guess
and great drinks next week. We'll share them on Twitter beforehand this time.
I'm excited. Yes.
Cool.
All right. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. And we will see you all here back next week, same time. And we're both super excited for the conclusion of this whole show. So take care, everyone. And we'll see you next time.
See you then.